Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Pesha Gopika Kante Radha Kante Namostute Tapt Kancham Gorangi Radhe Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Che Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, everyone.
हरे कृष्णा जय।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा। प्रेम सर कैसे हैं?
हरे कृष्णा जयेंद्र जी, सब बढ़िया?
हाँ यस। कल हम लोग 50th श्लोक पढ़ रहे थे और जैसा कि हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं प्रहलाद महाराज वहाँ के जो भी स्टूडेंट्स है गुरुकुल में उनको ट्रांसेंडेंटल मैसेज दे रहे हैं, उनको स्पिरिचुअल मैसेज दे रहे हैं और बता रहे हैं कि कैसे भक्ति इज द ग्रेटेस्ट थिंग विच एनीवन हु कैन डू। या एनीवन, इट सेज लाइक देवो असुरो मनुष्यो वा यक्षो गंधर्व एवया। या what he is recommending is everyone should just do bhajan mukund charanam. Yeah, saying bhajan mukund charanam tastiman shadhya yathavayam. Yeah, it's a demigod, demon, human being, yaksh, dharv, or anyone within this universe renders service to the lotus feet of Mukund, who can deliver liberation. He is actually situated in the most auspicious condition of life, exactly like us, the Mahajans headed by Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah, is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. And he's saying anyone, it doesn't matter whether he's Devta, even a demon, right? Or even higher levels, Yaksh, Gandharv, or the human being, of course, right? Can attain the greatest perfection in life. Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj, by his living example, requested his friends to engage in devotional service, whether in demigod society, Asur society, human society, or Gandharv society. Every living entity should take shelter of the lotus feet of Mukund and thus become perfect in good fortune. Yeah. Krishna Nisha. Anil ji?
नालम द्विजत्वम देवत्वम मृषित्वम वासुरात्मजाः प्रीणनाय मुकुन्दस्य न व्रतम न बहुज्ञता न दानं न तपो नेज्या न शौचं न व्रतानि च प्रीयते मलया भक्त्या हरिरन्यद विडम्बनम्. My dear friends, O sons of the demons, you cannot please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by becoming perfect Brahmins, demigods, or great saints, or by becoming perfectly good in etiquette or vast learning. None of these qualifications can awaken the pleasure of the Lord, nor by charity, austerity, sacrifice, cleanliness, or vows can one satisfy the Lord. The Lord is pleased only if one has unflinching, unalloyed devotion to Him. Without sincere devotional service, everything is simply a show. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Prahlad Maharaj is going to the level of saying that without sincere devotional service, it doesn't matter what you do. Yeah. Says like na danam, na tapot, neja, na shocham, na vritani che. Yeah. Everything is like vidambanam. Unless Prinenaya Mukundasya na Vritam na Bhaukyata, right? You have to devote and have a devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna is what is being mentioned here. Yeah. So, and as we know, Prahlad Maharaj is giving these instructions to all the students who are gathered in Gurukul, right? They are not listening to their Sukracharya's sons, yeah, and Prahlad Maharaj is giving them transcendental messages, what we are reading right now. Yeah, yeah. Prem sir?
Prahlad Maharaj concludes that one can become perfect by serving the Supreme Lord sincerely by all means. Material elevation to life as Brahmana, demigod, rishi, and so on are not causes for developing love of Godhead. But if one sincerely engages in the service of the Lord, his Krishna consciousness is complete. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.30. Api chet sudur sudurakaro charo bhajte mam ananyabhak sadur iva samantyav samyog vyasito hi sa. Even if one commits the most abdominal actions, if he engages in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. To develop unalloyed love for Krishna is the perfection of life. Other processes may be helpful, but if one doesn't develop his love for Krishna, these other processes are simply a waste of time. Dharma samusthita pumsam vishka vishvaksena katasya nupadyate yadi ratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Duties, dharma executed by men, regardless of occupation, only so much uh, uh, useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the Supreme Lord. Bhagavat 1.2.8. A test of perfection is one's unalloyed devotion to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It means like, interesting thing which is mentioned here is like, Api Sat Shudra Charo, Bhajante Mam Anayak Bhakt. Like, even if one commits the most abominable actions, right? As different karmas happens, different people do different things, right? But what is mentioned is if he is engaged in devotional service, he is considered saintly because he is properly situated. Yeah. And that's the unalloyed love for Krishna is the perfection of life. Yeah. And similar messages being given by Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah. Ajay?
Sure. Tato haro bhagavati bhaktim kurut danava atmopamyen sarvatra sarvbhutatmanishware. My dear friend, O sons of the demon, in the same favorable way that one sees himself and takes care of himself, take to devotional service to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present everywhere as the super soul of all living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So very interesting. What is being mentioned is the way we take care of ourselves, right? How we take care of our body and everything else and all that. We need to take care of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? By doing the devotional service, who is also present, right? Who is present everywhere, of course, also within us as a super soul. He is present in Sarva Bhutatman Ni Ishware, right? Every prani, every living entity, the super soul, Paramatma is present, yeah? Is what is being mentioned, right? And a nice purport. Hare Krishna, Nisha.
Hare Krishna. The word Atma Pamyena refers to thinking others to be like oneself. One can very intelligently conclude that without devotional service, without becoming Krishna conscious, one cannot be happy. Therefore, the duty of all devotees is to preach Krishna consciousness everywhere, all over the world, because all living entities without Krishna consciousness are suffering the pangs of material existence. The preach Krishna consciousness is the best welfare activity. Indeed, it is described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as para upkar, work for the true benefit of others. The activities of para upkar have been specially entrusted to those who have taken birth in India as human beings. Bharat Bhumite Hela Manushya Janma Yara Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Para Upakara. The entire world is suffering for want of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised all human beings born in India to make their lives perfect by Krishna consciousness and then preach the gospel of Krishna consciousness all over the world so the others may become happy by executing the principles of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the important part which is mentioned here is all living entities without Krishna consciousness are suffering the pangs of material existence. Yeah. The pangs of material existence, right? Which results in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And everybody in the entire world universe is suffering the material existence. So the best thing which can be done is to be engaged in Krishna consciousness and have everyone engage in this, because that's going to give the highest perfection of human life. This is what is mentioned here. Yeah. Dete ayakshya rakshansi istriya shudra vrajokase khagamriga papa jiva hai santi hashu tatam gata. Oh my friends, oh son of demons, everyone including you, the yakshas and the rakshas, the unintelligent women, shudras, the coward men, the birds, the lower animals, and the sinful living entities can revive his original eternal spiritual life and exist forever simply by accepting the principles of Bhakti Yoga, right? So including all of us, right, like living entities in all kind of shapes and forms, anyone can get the eternal spiritual life by just accepting the principles of Bhakti Yoga, right? And that is the surrendering to Lord Sri Krishna, the 9 ways of doing it, which, you know, we have always been talking about, right? And Hare Krishna, Mayur.
That is the highest perfection, as Krishna never falls when we revive our spiritual consciousness. Krishna consciousness, we never fall again to material existence. One should understand the position of the Supreme Ayukta Krishna, who says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo viti tattva ya deham punar janmam neti mama iti sorujanam. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjun. One should understand Ayukta, the supreme, infallible, and how we are related with him, and one should take to the service of the Lord. This is the perfection of life. Sri Madhavacharya says, Ayuktatmam Yuti Varjanam. The word Ayuktatmam refers to one who never falls to this material world, but always remains in the Vaikuntha world, fully engaged in the service of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So like as mentioned, Lord Sri Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita that Tyakta deham punar janma. Yeah. Neti mam iti so Arjuna. Yeah. Like anyone who understands my activities upon leaving this body, yeah, doesn't take the birth in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. That's what Lord Sri Krishna himself is telling to Arjuna. Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
Hare Krishna. एतावानेव लोके अस्मिन् पुंसः Swartha parasmritah ekant bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tatikshanam. In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere, is the only goal of life. This much alone is the ultimate goal of human life, is explained by all the revealed scriptures. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And who is saying this? Who is speaking currently?
Maharaj Prahlad.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj is giving this message to all the friends, all the students who are there in Gurukul, that in this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, yeah, ekant bhakti govinde, that is yat sarvatra tadikshanam, is the one which is the ultimate goal of human life, is the only goal of life. That's why the human life is there. All the other activities are just so general, regular. Any kind of being can do those activities. But to engage into a devotional service is the ultimate goal of human life. And that is also explained in all our scriptures. It was what is being mentioned, right? Yes. Anilji?
In this verse, the words Sarvatra Tad Ikshanam describe the highest perfection of devotional service, in which one sees everything with reference to Govinda's activities. The highly elevated devotee never sees anything unrelated to Govinda. Para Jangama dekhe na dekhe tara tar murti sarvatra haya nija ishta dev spurti. The Mahabhagavate, the advanced devotee, certainly sees everything mobile and immobile, but he does not exactly see their forms. Rather, everywhere he immediately sees manifest the form of the Supreme Lord. CC Madhya 8.274. Even in this material world, the devotee does not see materially manifested things. Instead, he sees Govinda in everything. When he sees a tree or a human being, a devotee sees them in relation to Govinda. Govindam Adi Purusham. Govinda is the original source of everything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And such devotees are referred as the Mahabhagavat, right? Like Prahlad Maharaj is referred as Mahabhagavat. Yeah. Prem sir?
Ishvara Param Krishna Satchidanand Vigraha Anandir Adir Govinda Sarva Karan Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. The test of a perfect device is that he sees Govinda. Devotee is that he sees Govinda everywhere in this universe, even in every atomic particle. Antar Adantara Stha Parmanu Chayantra Stham. This is the perfect vision of a devotee. It is therefore said, Narayana Mayam Dira Pasyanti Parmarthina Jagadhan Mayam Labda Kamuka Kamini Mayam. A devotee sees everyone and everything in relationship with Narayana. Narayana Mayam. Everything is an expansion of Narayan's energy.
Hare Krishna. So this is how Prahlad Maharaj's transcendental message goes on to all the students in Gurukul. And this also ends the Bhakti Vedanta purpose of the 7th canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled What Prahlad Maharaj Learned in the Womb. Yeah. And what Prahlad Maharaj has been telling all the students is what he learned in the womb of the mother. And he learned from whom?
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni, right? Because the mother was then serving Narad Muni, right? We read the whole story about how Hiranyakashipu went for tapasya, then all devatas took over everything and they were taking Prahlad Maharaj's mother, how Narad Muni stopped Indradev for doing that, and then the Prahlad Maharaj's mother was serving Narad Muni, and Narad Muni was giving transcendental message to them. And this is how Prahlad Maharaj learned all this knowledge. Yeah. And this is answers the question which Prem sir you had like before, few weeks. How did Prahlad Maharaj got the knowledge? Right? He got directly from Narad Muni. Yeah, Bolo SrimadBhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Yeah.
So we'll continue reading. We'll read now the chapter 8, which is Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva slays the king of the demons, right? So Prahlad Maharaj's story continues. We'll read that. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Shri Narad Uvac. अथ दैत्यसुतः सर्वे श्रुत्वा तदनुवर्तितं जगहुर्निरवध्यत्वचानैव गुर्वनुशिक्षितम्. Narad Muni continued. All the sons of the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlad Maharaj and took them very seriously. They rejected the materialistic instructions given by their teachers, Sanda and Amarka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so all the students, yeah, they shutva, sarve sutva tad anuvartinam, right? They really understood the transcendental message and took Prahlad Maharaj very seriously. And the materialistic instructions were given by the teachers, Shand and Amark. Yeah. Who are Shand and Amark?
And sons of Shukracharya.
Sons of Shukracharya, right? And they were the gurus in the Gurukul, where Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad Maharaj to take education. Ajay?
Yeah. Athacharya susustashesham buddhimekant sansitam alaksh bhitav swarto ragya avedadya gatha. When Sand and Amark, the sons of Shukracharya, observed that all the students, the son of demons, were becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness because of the association of Prahlad Maharaj, they were afraid. They approached the king of demons and described the situation as it was. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And the king of demons. Who is the king of demons here?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu, right? So Shandanakarm goes to Hiranyakashipu and describes that everything is not good. Nisha?
उपावेश चलद्रात्रः पुत्रं हन्तुं मनोदथे क्षिप्त्वा परुषया वाचा प्रह्लादमतदर्हणम् आहे क्षमाणः पापेन तिरश्चिनेन चक्षुषा प्रशयावनन्तं दान्तं बद्धा जलिं व्यवस्थितम् सर्पः पदाहत इव श्वसन् प्रकृति दारुणः. When Hiranyakashipu understood the entire situation, he was extremely angry, so much so that his body trembled. Thus, he finally decided to kill his son Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was by nature very cruel, and feeling insulted, he began hissing like a snake trampled upon by someone's foot. His son Prahlad was peaceful, mild, and gentle. His senses were under control, and he stood before Hiranyakashipu with folded hands. According to Prahlad's age and behavior, he was not to be chastised, but yet with staring, crooked eyes, Hiranyakashipu rebuked him with the following harsh words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tinaji?
Sri Hiranyakashipu Uvacha He Durvinit Mandatma Mankulbhed Karadham Stabdham Macha Sanodvrittam Neshetwadya Yamakshayam. Hiranyakashipu said, O most impudent, most unintelligent disruptor of the family, O lowest of mankind. You have violated my power to rule you, and therefore you are an obstinate fool. Today I shall send you to the place of Yamraj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So Hiranyakashipu really wants to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah, Sachin.
क्रुद्धस्य यस्य कम्पन्ते त्रयो लोकाः सहेश्वराः तस्य मे भीतवन्मूढः शासनं किं बालोत्यागः. My son Prahlad, you rascal, you know that when I am angry, all the planets of the three worlds tremble, along with their chief rulers. By whose power has a rascal like you become so impudent that you appear fearless and overstep my power to rule you? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so as we know, like Hiranyakashipu, he ruled all three planets, right? And so he's asking Prahlad Maharaj, like, you are the only one who is fearless. Shri Prahlad Vacha, Na kevalam me bhadaksharajan, Save balam balinam chaparesham, Pare avare amistar jagmaye, Brahmadayo yena vasham pranita hai. Prahlad Maharaj said, my dear king, the source of my strength, of which you are asking, is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. He is not only your strength or mine, but the only strength for everyone. Without him, no one can get any strength, whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior. Everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, that everyone, including Lord Brahma, is also controlled. He says here, Brahma Dayo Yena Vasham Pranita hai. Yeah, including Lord Brahma is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is what is mentioned. Yeah. Mayur?
The Mudhas, the assess who do not have this intelligence, can surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding the subordinate position of the living entity takes millions of births, but when one is actually wise, he surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyananvan Mama Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudur Labhat. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Prahlad Maharaj was a great soul, a Mahatma, and therefore he completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. He was confident that Krishna would give him protection under all circumstances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we have read this before, right? In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna himself says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, like Bahunam, after many births and deaths. Yeah. Gyanvan Mam Prapadyate, like one who is actually intelligent, right? One who gains the knowledge is actually, the knowledge is surrenders unto me. Yeah. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. And he's of course mentioning that Sa Mahatma is Sudurlabha. It's not easy to find such Mahatmas. Such a great soul is very rare, and Prahlad Maharaj was one of the great souls. Hare Krishna, Tarun.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. Sa Ishvara Kala Urukramo Swa Ojasaha Sattva Balendriyatma Sa Yuva Vishwam Parmaha Swa Saktibhihi Sarjati Avati Ati Guna Trayasyaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller and Time Factor, is the power of the senses, the power of the mind, the power of the body, and the vital force of the senses. His influence is unlimited. He is the best of all living entities, the control of the three modes of material nature. By his own power, he creates this cosmic manifestation, maintains it, and annihilates it also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So who is speaking right now? Who is
Maharaj
saying this?
Prahlad.
Prahlad Maharaj, right? And Prahlad Maharaj is saying this to whom?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu, right? Because Hiranyakashipu wants to kill him and he's telling him, how come you are fearless? On whose strength you are fearless, right? And that's what Prahlad Maharaj is telling him, that the supreme controller, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sa Ishvara hai. Yeah, who is he? Kal Uru Kramasa. He is the Sattva Balendriyatma, right? He is the most powerful. He is the power of the senses, power of the mind, the power of the body. Sa eva Vishwam Paramasva Shakti bhi, like with his own power, by his own power, he creates the manifestation, the cosmic manifestation, maintains it and annihilates also, right? Guntrayesha, all three things are done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anilji?
Jayasuram bhavamimam tvamatmanah samam mano datsva na santi viddusha prite jitad datmana utpate stitat tadhi hyanantasya mahats marhanam. Prahlad Maharaj continued, "My dear father, please give your demonic mentality. Please give up your demonic mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoised toward everyone. Except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world. When one sees everyone on the platform of equality, one then comes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly. Hare Krishna."
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So Prahlad Maharaj continues to give this message to him. Yeah? Prem, sir? Prem?
Unless one is able to fix the mind at the lotus feet of the Lord, the mind is impossible to control. As Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita 6.34, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramati balavad thradam tasyam nigraham mane vayor iva sudukskaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, it seems to me, is more difficult than controlling the wind. The only bona fide process of controlling the mind is to fix the mind by service to the Lord. We create enemies and friends according to the dictation of the mind, but actually there are no enemies and friends. Pandita Samadarshana Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Pranam. To understand this is a preliminary condition for entering into the kingdom of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? And as we all know, mind is restless. Yeah, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, right? Arjuna is asking Krishna Bhagavan what to do, and the answer is that, yeah, controlling the mind, the only thing is to fix the mind in the service of the Lord. Okay? Ajay?
दस्युन पुरा क्षण न विजत्य लुम्पतो मन्यन्त एकेत स्वजिता दिशो दर्श जितात्मनो ज्ञस्य समस्य देहिना साधोः समोह प्रभवाः कुतः परे. In former times there were many fools like you who did not conquer the 6 enemies that steal away the wealth of the body. These fools were very proud, thinking, I have conquered all enemies in all 10 directions. But if a person is victorious over the 6 enemies and is equipoised towards all living entities, for him there are no enemies. Enemies are merely imagined by one in ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prahlad Maharaj is continuously telling this to Hiranyakashipu, right? It doesn't matter how many planets you have won. Disho Dasa, right? In our scriptures, there are like 10 directions described. And in Dasho Disa, you can win everything. But if you have not conquered the 6 enemies, Yeah, he says, yeah, Shat na vijitya lumpado. He says, 6 enemies. What are the 6 enemies? Can anyone say? What are the 6 enemies in the materialistic world, in the materialistic body? Like Kam,
Krodh, Lobh, Moh,
yeah, Mad,
Mad.
and Irsha. So they are the 6 enemies. Kam, Krodh, Mad, Lobh, Moh, and Irsha are the 6 enemies. So it doesn't matter if you won the entire universe, but if you haven't won those 6 enemies, then you haven't won really anything, right? These fools are very proud, but they are really they cannot be equipoised for all living entities. Yeah, is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling to Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. Nisha.
Shri Hiranyakashipuruvacha Raktam tvam martu kamosi yoti matram vikattase mumurshunam hi mandatmana nanu syurvikalva girah. Hiranyakashipu replied, "You rascal, you are trying to minimize my value as if you were better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands, for this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged in by those about to die." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So of course the Hiranyakashipu gets upset and he's saying, right, you are being over intelligent, and he is ready to kind of kill him. Yeah. Rinaji?
Yes, यस्त्वा मन्दभाग्योक्तो मदन्यो जगदीश्वरः क्वासो यदि च स सर्वत्र कस्मात् स्तम्भे न दृश्यते. O most unfortunate Prahlad, you have always described a supreme being other than me, a supreme being who is above everything, who is the controller of everyone, and who is all pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, then why is he not present before me in this pillar? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad Maharaj why he's not, if he's Sarvatra, why he's not Kasmat Stambhe na Drishyate, why he's not present in the pillar which is right in front of me. Yeah. Mayur?
Demons sometimes declare to a devotee that they cannot accept the existence of God because they cannot see him. But what the demon does not know is stated by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 7.25. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrata. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by yoga maya. The Lord is open to being seen by devotees, but non-devotees cannot see him. The qualification for seeing God is stated in Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjana Achurita Bhakti Vilochana Sanata Sadev Hridesu Vilokyanti. A devotee who has developed a genuine love for Krishna can always see him everywhere, whereas a demon, not having a clear understanding of the Supreme Lord, cannot see him. When Hiranyakashipu was threatening to kill Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad certainly saw the column standing before him and his father, and he saw that the Lord was present in the pillar to encourage him not to fear his demonic father's words. The Lord was present to protect him. Hiranyakashipu marked Prahlad's observation and asked him, "Where is your God?" Prahlad Maharaj replied, "He is everywhere." Then Hiranyakashipu asked, "Why is he not in this pillar before me?" Thus, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord, whereas the non-devotee cannot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Sachin?
सोऽहं विकतात्मानस्य शिरः काया दध्रामि ते गोपायेत हरित्स्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम्. Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipable God come to protect you. I want to see it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So Hiranyakashipu goes to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah? Tarun?
एवं द्रुक्तेर मुहुर अर्ध्यन रुषा सुतम महाभागवतम महासुरः खड्गम पग्रयोत्पतितो वर्षन्नत स्तंभम तत दद्बलः स्वमुष्टिना. Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu was very great in bodily strength, thus chastised his exalted devotee son Prahlad with harsh words. Cursing him again and again, Hiranyakashipu took up his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger struck his fist against the column. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? He, of course, Sutam Mahabhagavatam. Mahabhagavatam is Prahlad Maharaj. Is referred as Mahabhagavatam. Yeah. And then, of course, Hiranyakashipu being angry, Stambham tat adati balah swamustina. Mustina, right? So he, with great anger, he struck his fist against the stump, yeah, against the pillar. Sachin?
तदैव तस्मिन् निददौ तीभीषणो बभूव येनान्तकटाहमस्फुटत यं वै स्वधिष्णयोपगतं त्वजादयः श्रुत्वा स्वधामात्ययमग्नमेनिरे. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. O my dear Yudhishthir, this sound reached even the abodes of the demigods like Lord Brahma. And when the demigods heard it, they thought, oh, now our planets are being destroyed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the sound was so great from the pillar which came out. Yeah. And he's saying, oh, my dear Yudhishthir. Who is saying this? Who is talking to Yudhishthira Maharaj?
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni. Yeah, remember the whole story where it started? And
Yep.
Shishupal gets killed, right, by Lord Sri Krishna in the Rashu Yagya of Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira is surprised that how Shishupal is getting merged into Lord Krishna's body. And that's where Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthira this is the whole story of Jaya and Vijay, and taking birth as Hiranyakashipu as the first birth. And that's what we are reading about, Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. And so, I think we'll pause here, almost 10:30. And it says here, as we sometimes become very much afraid at the sound of a thunderbolt, perhaps thinking that our houses will be destroyed, the great demigods like Lord Brahma feared the thundering sound that came from the pillar in front of Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. And then tomorrow we are going to see how Nṛsiṁh Bhagwan appears. Yeah. So we'll pause here. And
So, quick question. So, the Holika's story is not part of this then? That is some different branch.
yeah, so there is a whole Nṛsiṁh Bhagwan Kavach Puran. There is a Nṛsiṁh Puran. Right? So the Nṛsiṁh Puran has the whole thing. So far, we haven't encountered the Holika story in this directly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. Because his Bhagavad Puran is supposed to be a summary of all the Purans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, tomorrow we are going to see the Nṛsiṁh Bhagwan avatar, and then we are actually going to listen to a very beautiful Nṛsiṁh Kavach, like which happened live in the ISKCON temple in Bangalore. We have heard it once before. We're also going to hear it tomorrow at the end, right? So it'll be really, really nice. And so today, let's hear a nice kirtan, right? As the devotional service is what is recommended. Yeah. And so we'll hear the Hare Krishna kirtan.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Sri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagavan ki jai.
Jai.
So darshan from Vrindavan Mandir. So very nice. Hare Krishna Kirtan. So cool. Prem, so are you traveling too next week or?
Yeah, I'll be traveling on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. All right. I know Nisha is busy. Wednesday too?
Michigan.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And I know Nisha is also busy on the income tax. Nisha does all the CPA work. So she's the tax season. I'm so glad you could join, Nisha. It's very nice. And so we'll see you all. Hare Krishna tomorrow at 9:30.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Nṛsiṁh Bhagavan Avatar.
Hare Krishna.
And we'll hear the Nṛsiṁh Kavach tomorrow. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.